Today we're going to play a game called Angle Race, which the students will play in Unit 6, Lesson 9. For this game you're going to use the following materials: rubber bands, and before you play the game it's a great time to discuss the appropriate and inappropriate use of those rubber bands, and using the thinnest rubber bands you can find will also be the easiest for the students. You need to have a deck of the Angle Race cards. They're found in your Math Masters on page 441. And in order to have them for future years to use, you should have them printed out on cardstock or tag board. Finally, you need a blue circular geoboard, which came with your manipulatives. It looks like this, and a way that you can make the game a little bit easier for your students when they're making angles is to take a circle and label it every 15 degrees corresponding with the different pegs on your geoboard. And as you'll see when we're playing the game, it does make the game a little bit easier for the students. You can laminate this, and once again you can use that from year to year. If you need to refer to the directions, you can find them in the SRB on pages 271 and 272. Now the skill of this game is to recognize angle measures, and the object to win the game is to complete an angle exactly at the 360 degree mark on the circular geoboard. So let's start playing the game. First, the students are going to shuffle the cards and place the deck number side down on the table. The students also need to take a rubber band and put it on the peg at the 0 degree mark. Then they're going to begin taking turns, and the partners are using the same geoboard as they play the game. The first player will select the top card and make the angle on the geoboard that has the same measure as shown on the card. For example, if player 1 selects the 75 degree card, that student is then going to use this as one side of the angle, and then find 75 degrees and stretch the rubber band onto the pegs like this. Player 2 is going to draw the next card and make the next angle by using the last rubber band placed on the board as one of the angle sides. So player 2 is going to actually use this rubber band to start making the new angle. So if player 2 draws 90 degrees, that student is then going to make a 90 degree angle. This is one side, and some students might know that you would have to stretch that over here at the 165 degree mark, because 90 plus 75 is 165. However, most students will probably feel more comfortable rotating that circle so that the 0 degree mark is here with this side of your angle, and then they'll stretch the rubber band across where it says 90 degrees. That's okay too, if they want to do it that way. Now we're back to player number 1. That player drew 60 degrees, so the student will probably want to rotate the circle around. Here's the first side of the angle, and they're going to make a 60 degree measure, just like this. Player 2 goes. Player 2 has a 120 degree angle to make, which is getting closer to that 360 degree mark back here at the beginning. Here's the 120 degree mark. And as they start adding rubber bands, they're going to have to push them down so that they can fit them all on that center peg. That's why you want to use the thinnest rubber bands possible. Now when the next player goes, player 1 drew 150 degrees. Well, when the student looks, he or she's going to notice that 150 degrees goes beyond that 360 degree mark. So that player cannot take a turn, they lose their turn. When the next player goes, 75 degrees, once again, that goes beyond the 360 degree mark, because that would make an angle that looks like this. So that player loses a turn. When this player draws, they get 15 degrees, and look, they see that their card that they drew will complete the angle. It brings them back exactly to the 360 degree mark, and that student would be the winner for that round of the game. And that's how you play this game. But if you have any more questions about the game, or if you'd like a demonstration with your class, feel free to give me a call, and I hope that you enjoy playing this game with your students.